Plaintiff India Collier met the defendant through her job, and she claims he caught her at a vulnerable time in her life. India says after they had sex a couple of times, she gave the defendant a loan, but she's suing because he failed to repay her. Defendant Anthony Ross insists India pursued a relationship with him, and although he admits that she did give him money, he claims she told him that he didn't have to worry about repaying her.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Give me some background here.
I actually have my own cleaning service, and I clean houses, and I also clean like different buildings and things, barbershops, anything that I can actually get scheduled.
Where?
In Albany, Georgia.
Oh, okay. You have a company name?
From hoarders to home.
Say that first word again.
From like where you from?
Second word.
Hoarders to home. Like hoarders. Like, do you know the show, the Hoarders show?
Oh, yeah.
So
I didn't think she was saying nothing like that. I was quite just trying to understand what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, sir. From hoarders to home. I like to take big jobs and like renovate them into like a whole new house. So that's my specialty, to go in and do that.
Why are you laughing, boy? You're going to get yourself in trouble, man.
I just figured out what you were.
No, you don't figure nothing out. You ain't figure nothing out that I did.
Help me figure it out.
No, sir, don't put me in your mess. You in trouble all by yourself. All right, man. That's good.
And so I actually got a gig at a barbershop. And at this specific barbershop that I got a gig at, Mr. Ross was working at the actual barbershop. So it was on a Sunday, and it really wasn't supposed to be anybody in the barbershop because that's what the owner told me, nobody would be there. And when I pulled up, I couldn't even pull in the actual barbershop good before Mr. Ross, this big burly guy, just comes running out to my vehicle like, we don't want no cookies today. We ain't buying no cookies. And I wasn't even there to sell cookies. I know I don't even look like a Girl Scout.
Oh, he said that to you?
Yes, he came out. He was like, we don't want to buy no cookies today. Ain't no barbers in here but me. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not even here to sell cookies. I'm actually here to clean up. Mm-hmm. And so he went back in the barbershop. I think he might even still had the clippers in his hand when he ran out the door. So I'm like really confused about that. And so then once I got into the barbershop, he was apologizing and everything. Like, he was very apologetic after it happened. But I let him know I don't even eat cookies. Like, I don't even like cookies. And I know I don't look like I sell cookies. So that's how I actually met the defendant.
Mm-hmm. And how did it go after you all met?
Downhill, uphill, downhill, down another hill. But they say life has peaks and valleys, and he was a valley. So that's how it went.
All right. You give me some background, sir.
So she came to the shop. There's a lady that had the same, and I explained it to her already. It was a woman that had a similar vehicle. She sold cookies. A lot of vendors come to the shop. I saw her. The shop was closed. I didn't know that. The owner told her that. So when I went out to let her know we weren't buying no cookies, she was like, and I'm like, and I did apologize because I thought she was a vendor selling cookies. I didn't know she was a cleaning lady. And then, so.
It didn't end there, though.
No.
Valley.
So since we talking about valleys, I sat up here, was at the club. It was a Sunday night. She came in, I was standing with some friends. She came in with one of her homegirls, and she walked up to me, and she was like, I don't look like no cookie lady, now do I?
That's right, she was hot that night, doctor. That's right.
So I paused because
she had her outfit on.
And so I said, I already apologized to you about that. Or I'm just letting you know, bop, bop, bop. And her friend thought, we were finna get into it. I'm like, no.
Let him finish.
Okay.
And her friend asked what was going on, and I guess as they walked out, she was trying to explain to her, and then she gonna whisper to me, you like what you see, huh? And I couldn't say nothing, I was shocked. So I just leaned back, and I just chilled my friend for the rest of the night.
Did y'all start dating or not?
Well, what happened was She sent me a friend request on Facebook. We started hanging out, and then she came over to my place a couple of times. We had a situation here or there, and then I turned around and had a money situation. When I went to her about the loan, I asked her, could she help? She said yes. And
All right, let's get to the your version of the friendship. You tell me how the friendship went, and then we'll get to the loan.
Okay. It was not a club. It was the American Legion, and it was on a Sunday night when the elderly go to do karaoke. And so I was there because I sing myself, and I went with my friend. Yes, I did. But when I saw him, my friend never thought we was about to fight, never thought nothing like that. Because why would I actually told him to lean down and whisper in his ear. So it wasn't even no altercation or nothing like that. And then it was that same night that he actually gave me his phone number. I didn't send him a friend request on Facebook. Me and him not even friends on Facebook or social media. To this day, we not.
Let's get to the dating.
Oh, okay. My aunt had just died, and I had just met him like a couple of days before, and he wanted to come and comfort me at my home.
Oh, so that was some pity sex.
There you go.
Okay.
He called me when I was very vulnerable, Judge. He called me at a vulnerable time when I hadn't lost that many family members and I lost an aunt. And so he was like, well, let me just come over and let me just hang out with you so you can feel better. So that's how we started dating. And we dated it happened twice, but...
And it wasn't making you feel better.
Nah, and you know how the first time you think it's like a...
He said, I'm going to get me an aspirin. This ain't working.
Goody powder, back and body, because it didn't even work out. That's the kind I needed. And also, so he came to visit, and we were friends, and I was actually about to get ready to go out of town for the funeral. And it was he knew I had money at that time, but we was about to go to the funeral. He knew I was on the way to my family house, and he just called out the blue, and he was like, hey, I know you about to go, basically, but can you loan me this $275?
That was the wrong time.
It was the wrong time. And then it was COVID. It was COVID. Yeah. And I go to the bank line long, so my family members waiting on me, trying to get the loan.
Doing all this right before the funeral. You're out there in line, waiting on, and ain't even getting no comfort.
No comfort. None. No comforting was done.
At least he could have gave up some comfort.
Something. I got cussed out more than I got comforted.
Sir?
I promise I ain't never seen a lot like that. So I didn't ask to come to her house. She invited me to her house. I sat up here, came over, didn't know we were going to lead to sex. And then one day she brought me lunch. I didn't ask her to bring me lunch. She volunteered on her own and brought the lunch. Wow. So, yeah.
Did you ask to borrow money from her while she was on the way to her loved one's funeral?
Yes.
That was insensitive.
Sir. Okay.
You were that desperate for money? You could have borrowed it from someone else.
Well, I couldn't have borrowed it from nobody else, and at the time when
What
I
else
asked
would be
her,
bothered
when
with
I went to her, I asked her, could she do me a favor? I didn't aggravate her. I didn't stalk her.
I know, but that's a distraction. She said she had to go to the bank for you and everything. So you were being inconsiderate. That's my observation, even based on what you said. It's not against the law. It doesn't have an effect on the case, but I'm just making that observation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do you say to the loan? Repaying it.
The day that the money was given, I explained to her that I didn't know when I could pay it back. At the time, she said not to worry about it.
How long ago was that?
That's false, Your Honor. The day of the loan.
That was May of 21?
That is correct. And it was on May the 14th of 2021.
Well, was there an agreement as to when it would be paid?
He actually told me he'll pay me back in 3 weeks. You could have $20, $25 a haircut. You could have paid me the $275
Why haven't you paid it yet, sir?
No explanation.
Okay. He didn't have any defense to paying, so at least he's not sitting up here trying to deny he borrowed it or lie about paying you. So I respect that. And so he's a decent guy. You don't want to get back?
I'm okay.
This is a nice man.
You think so, Judge?
Yeah, he didn't lie about his debts to you. He's
Okay.
the man who stands up to his debts.
Okay.
He's the man that he's not saying anything negative about you as a person. Believe me, I see these men coming in here talking about these women like a dog. He didn't do any of that.
We didn't know each other long
He
enough
talked
for
about
him
you
to
like
do
a
that.
dog when he met you.
Okay.
Cookie lady.
Cookie lady, right? Cookie
But
monster.
then he redeemed himself for that. Started
What?
coming over there with some comfort.
No, Judge. Okay, I'm not trying to kill his character, or I'm just letting you know why I don't want him personally. Any woman in the world probably could be
Why?
happy.
Why?
Because it's you try to play poor mouth, like broke mouth. On social media, you all that shop's working. And if you actually go look at my evidence on page 3 and 4, you will see the kind of person that he is and the kind of character that he has. As far as telling the truth or where you are, or if you'll tell a lie.
Listen to you. Hey, are you busy?
What
Got
they say?
time to do a little comforting?
No.
You say, okay, just say, you did say, are you busy? That mean the same thing.
No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it does. What you asking the
That
man
does
if
not
he's
mean
busy
that.
for? It's been 3 weeks since I've had.
Oh, Judge.
Oh, do you have? It's been 3
Uh-huh.
weeks. Do you have any money? Okay.
No. Do you have the money to repay that $275
All right, let me take my glasses
loan?
off. I'm sorry.
You see it.
Now I know I'm reading this right.
Which
My
part?
door will remain open if you need any more.
You put them glasses
that was
back
him.
on, Judge. We need you a new prescription.
Happy Father's Day. Here's another day. Good evening.
Yep.
How are you?
Yep.
You ain't said a word. Oh, you did say something about the money a couple of days early, but
I
you done
did.
forgot about that money by this time.
I was even being nice. If you see on page 4 at the top, how are you? He says, trying to make it. Read what I said after that, Judge. What I say to him.
I understand that completely. Would you like to come and work it off?
That is not what you
Would you like to do a payment plan? Same thing.
That is not the same. You want me to read it?
Yes.
Because I know I can read.
Yes.
I understand that completely. Would you like to do a
Come and do
payment plan for the
and
loan?
It's hard. What?
Would you like to do a payment plan for the loan? It would be easier because I know it's hard for all of us right now.
Like I said,
Yes,
I
you
know
right.
it's hard.
It wasn't too hard to take my money though. So, here we are.
I know it might be hard, but he's a good man. It might be hard sometimes.
Life gets hard, that's true.
Sometimes. Have a good day. Justice for the plaintiff.
Are you enjoying Chicago?
Bored out of my mind.
You can't be bored.
I've been sitting in the hotel room bored.
Right.
Y'all.
But you in Chicago though, you ain't in Albany or Columbus, whoever knows, wherever you live.